of the first round. But now we just heard from the media that he's not going to be playing anymore in this tournament, and that if you add that to Petty Mesa, who has been nursing an injury, so Mexico has only 10 players available for this round so far.
And some of the players playing on their behalf and taking their minutes are coming off injuries themselves. And remember, Mexico has kept up a very tight rotation. We'll see if that begins to accumulate here, as we see a Puerto Rico team that's gaining back one of its missing players. Richard Cheney missed the last game after falling incredibly wildly, hitting himself in the tailbone. He will be back in the starting lineup, and apparently, in the lineup, and apparently in the starting lineup today, we'll see when we finally see them. We may have a switch with, there you go, the man with the beard, John Holland, becoming a starter for Puerto Rico. It's a team, Puerto Rico, that has had a lot of difficulty winning here. They beat Cuba, otherwise they lost by 5 to Argentina, by 9 to Venezuela, and they weren't expecting that, and by 20 to the Canadians. As we now introduce the home team in a sold-out Palacio de los Deportes for the third night in a row. One thing, Carlos, at least, as we look at Paul Stoll's been a spark plug off the bench, is that they've had, like every other team in the tournament, yesterday off. Another thing to point out is Sergio Valdonillas to the left of your screen, the head coach, Carlos. As is the one of the host team, if it makes the second round, gets to choose its first opponent.
Well, they selected Puerto Rico, and who can blame them, right? Puerto Rico finished fourth. As you said, they are not carrying any wins to this second round, so Mexico feels pretty comfortable playing Puerto Rico to open up this second round.
With 2 points for a win and a point for a loss, and with 4 games in the second round, the book on this tournament is if you carry 6 points in the second round and you win 2 games, you're on your way to the semifinals. As we now listen to the national anthem of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, La Borinqueña. And now the national anthem of the United States of Mexico. Mexicanos al grito de guerra. Mexicans to the cry of war. A nation of 125 million who can also, from a basketball point of view, access the 40 plus million Mexican Americans on the other side of the border in the United States, and they've put together a team that has some elements that are homegrown and some elements that are brought up in the U.S. system, but also are now playing professionally in the Mexican League.
And this is a team that, even though they have that kind of profile, Coach Sergio Valdeolmillos have put them all in the same page, playing FIBA basketball.
Indeed, that's been his greatest contribution. This is a FIBA team, and of course they made the World Cup of basketball. They went to Spain. They advanced in the first round. They lost to none other than the United States. And from the U.S., you see on the left Steve Anderson, Sasha Bukel of Slovenia on the right, and Cristiano Maranhão from Brazil, who is a lead referee in most of these evening games, once again sharing the spotlight with, really, this trio, Carlos, is as good as it gets. And there are many good referees in this tournament. This trio is about as good as it gets. As we take a look at Rick Pitino's lineup, the question is, have 48 hours been enough to get this team mentally prepared? They look like a broken team at the end of the game against Canada.
They did look like that, right.
Richard Chaney will be back in the lineup. Javier Gonzalez, who's supposed to be the third point guard, is now getting more and more minutes, and he knows that every time he comes out, he's got to prove himself. He's very active on the defensive end, and now, lately, very aggressive on offense as well.
Yeah, he's been good news for Puerto Rico, one of the few but good news for this team.
And here's the starting lineup, and indeed John Holland will make the starting lineup with the 2 point guards, Rivera and Barea, together again. It's an extremely small lineup.
It is.
So they're going really hard. So I guess Bachman will be guarding Gustavo Ayllón, and foul trouble can't be too far away for Ronaldo in that matchup. As Carlos, they're working on one of the rims here, the one that the Mexicans would use to, shoot around. As we see Mike Balado on the left, Cuban-American assistant coach for Rick Pitino in Louisville, Nelson Colon to the extreme left, who coached the champion Ponce Lions in the Puerto Rican Superior League. Let's take a look at Sergio Valdeolmillos' lineup here. Again, some injuries. Gabriel Giron coming off injury. Mendes will be out. Zamora coming back from injury. He played some minutes a couple of nights ago. But keep an eye on Juan Anderson Toscano, number 6, a 22-year-old that has been the defensive force in this tournament.
Very athletic player, and depending on how John Holland is feeling, also coming back from injury, we may see a matchup between Holland and Toscano, while maybe Danny Vasallo will take care of Hernandez at the strong forward position.
Gutierrez, another very good defender, and so is Paco Cruz. Let's not even talk about Ayllón protecting the rim. And then Marco Ramos will join the starting lineup.
As a matter of fact, Toscano is not starting tonight for the first time in the tournament.
And Hector Hernandez rounds out the Mexican 5. In hemispheric play, Mexico and Puerto Rico are tied 3-3, with Mexico winning the last 2 games. Puerto Rico has not beaten Mexico at this level since 2009. If you include the 80, 84, and 88 Tournament of the Americas, Puerto Rico leads the series against Mexico 5-4. They're still fixing that basket. I don't know if it's a stanchion. As we look at Horacio Muratore in the center, to the right of your screen, you see Richards, who's the president of FIBA Americas. Muratore is the overall FIBA president. Quite the honor for the man from Tucumán, Argentina. One of the nicest people you'll meet. A tenacious worker, and really a credit to FIBA.
You know why Puerto Rico couldn't beat Mexico in 2011? Because Mexico didn't participate in that tournament. They didn't qualify. It
is amazing how quickly they put that team together. Mexico, of course, ended up landing Valdeolmillos, who's from Granada, Spain, and coached Granada in the Lev Oro, and raised that team all the way to the Endesa, what we now call the Endesa League. It lasted about 2 more years. Ramon Sanchez, Diaz Sanchez, was his assistant then, also his assistant since he's come to Mexico. And of course, Diaz had to coach that team during the 1-game suspension that Valdeolmillos had to serve for his behavior towards FIBA officials at the end of the win against Brazil. So he didn't coach them against Panama, but Ramon Diaz Sanchez took care of that little piece of business. Unbeaten teams coming into this tournament. We had Argentina, we had Mexico. Argentina won today. It took them a little bit of effort, but they closed it out at the end in typical Argentine fashion. Enaro Tuto Marchan on the left.
Ruperto Herrera, who just came from Cuba this week to watch the end of the second round and the end of the tournament. He wasn't here for the first week.
And you're wondering, why is he wearing the Coastal Carolina shirt? Well, Coastal Carolina came to do some exhibition games against the Cuban national team in Havana. And they were there when the American embassy was open for them. It was fun, it was work, it was history. And behind Tuto Marchan, one of the founders of FIBA Americas, is the noted Puerto Rican coach, Flor Melendez. So a big matchup, Carlos, and a chance for Puerto Rico to have its first solid game. I'm throwing out the win against Cuba, like every other team has, like the tournament has now that Cuba's gotten eliminated. Puerto Rico had a very tough matchup against Venezuela. They played hard, but Venezuela played a lot harder. As we see Jair Peralta on the left, the head of the Panamanian Federation. All set to start. Carlos, interesting enough, Marco Ramos will be in the starting lineup. One thing about Valdeolmillos, he tends to have a set lineup, but when he has to make changes, contrary to other teams, you don't see the team necessarily come out of rhythm with a new lineup. It's one of those things where he can insert people in our lineup and they kind of keep the same rhythm.
Although there was a game, I'm trying to remember which one was it, that they were blowing the other team off the court. They came with the second squad, and the other team started gaining ground on them, and he had to come back with the starters.
I'm talking about starting with a different bunch.
Oh, okay. But
that they have a sense that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there's a difference between the first 7 players and the guys that come off the bench after that. That's the reason why he has that tight rotation.
Valdeolmillo talks to that trio. Ayon, Gutierrez, and Hernandez are the senior veterans of the team. Ayon, the captain, but those 3 essentially run the team and run the locker room here in Mexico. What a chance for basketball to show its true colors, Carlos. The main Mexican newspapers still banish this tournament and news about this tournament deep into their web pages and away from the back cover. But today, for the first time, La Afición, which is one of the significant papers in Mexico, they have a tabloid, a sports daily tabloid, and guess what's on the front cover? Basketball.
Wow. So Cruz Azul wasn't playing America?
No.
Oh, okay.
And Chicharito didn't have a hangnail.
There you go.
So, interestingly enough, that was news here. That itself was media news in Mexico. Look, La Afición put us on the cover.
Right.
And those are the small wins and small battles that basketball seeks here in Mexico. They were joking that too bad that FIBA changed the format. Otherwise, every single Americas tournament was going to be held in Mexico from now on, as long as this team was that good and we had that coach. Everything's ready. Puerto Rico severely undersized to start. You know, Rick Pitino's been talking about this team being undersized. I think if you can't fight it, join it. And quickly, Ayon hustles to pick up a ball after he touched it on the tip-off. Mexico has the slowest pace of any team among the 8 surviving teams in the tournament. Inside to Ayon, and an easy bucket against Dani Vasallo.
Puerto Rico started in a 1-2-2 matchup zone, and it was just an easy drive and a pass to Ayon hiding behind that zone.
They don't hate Barea, they just boo the point guard in the opening of a possession, and then they kind of stop. Vasallo with a 3. Short. Rebounded by Ayon. Been putting up monster numbers for Mexico. Over 10 rebounds, over 20 points. A bad pass. I think Gutierrez thought Ayon was going to take it. Ayon thought there was somebody on the other side behind him. A turnover for Mexico. And this is a team, Carlos, that's not committing a lot of turnovers. Yeah, Mexico very sure with the ball typically.
There was some confusion there as to where the pass was headed. So it was headed out of bounds.
Barea picks up the screen, has a free shot, and a bad pass by Barea to even things out on the turnover category. And that's a pass he was trying to reach his old high school teammate in Miami, Carlos Rivera.
That zone is spread out by Puerto Rico.
Full of holes. Paco Cruz launches, and he makes the 3. 5-0 run to start the game for Mexico. Paco Cruz, Carlos, played with 4 fouls. Remember, you foul out with 5 for over 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, and they needed him. They had no one else to really replace him. A yeoman's job by him as Vasallo scores along too. Mexico has the best net efficiency in the tournament so far, as Marco Ramos strokes it. from just inside the arc.
They are taking shots wide open with a lot of time and space to take those shots.
No way to pass the ball to Bachman, so Barea takes it upon his own hands, and he makes the basket. He is third in scoring and first in assists per game. Ayon tops everyone in scoring. Look at Ayon hiding underneath the basket. Virito Hernandez, blocked by Bachman.
Still plenty of time for Mexico here.
Nice, up and under.
Great move by Jorge Gutierrez.
Inside to Bachman, Ayon stripped the ball away. Great effort by El Titan, the Titan of Nayarit.
Now Puerto Rico is going to have the inbound play from the baseline. There's the great fake by Jorge Gutierrez, up and under.
Wow, surgical. Rivera looks to pass, ends up with a floater, and it goes in. Rivera has not been shooting well the last couple of games. Not as well as you expect him to shoot. He played for the championship for the second year in a row and won it with the Ponce Lions. What are they? Yeah, and you've said before he's the best point guard Puerto Rico has.
Yeah, but he's not playing the point guard position.
Paco Cruz makes another three.
Since he's playing with Barea at the same time, he's playing out of position. He's playing the shooting guard position, and Barea is the one controlling the tempo on the offense.
So should they switch?
Well,
if you were coaching?
Yeah, I would say so.
Barea penetrating, missing at the end. Paco Cruz with no opposition. So very much like an Argentine team, this team tends to play long possessions as Barea strips the ball. He doesn't quite have numbers. Inside to Rivera, wasn't expecting it, and a foul!
He got pushed from behind once he got the pass. Carlos Rivera did. So a chance for a three-point play. They trapped the pick and roll, and Bachman with those active hands deflecting the ball. And then Rivera was surprised by that pass. It looked like Barea was going to take the shot.
Puerto Rico beat Mexico in the Pan American Games in Guadalajara. They met in the final. When they go to Caracas in 2013, they meet in the final. Valdez got thrown out of that game because he argued a 3-second violation call way too harshly early in the third quarter. Still they won. They were down at the time of the expulsion. Oh, too much dribbling, and Paco Cruz.
I think that's a weakness that Mexico has. Besides the point guard, the guy playing at the 2 or 3 positions are not good ball handlers. So even though Puerto Rico started in a zone, maybe they should pressure a little bit more, especially when Gutierrez gets rid of the ball.
Holland finally touches the ball on offense. Vasallo, baseline drive, too long. Mexico trying to build upon a 4-point lead. Vasallo tangling with Virito. That's a matchup. Hernandez can win. Vasallo's going to get real close to him. The ball off the foot of Ayon. Back to Ayon and travel.
Good pressure by Vasallo.
I think Vasallo's goal today is try to body up with Hernandez, Carlos. Take away his space.
I think that
without fouling.
There's a difference in height, but their body type is very similar. So that's the reason why you can get away with playing without a strong forward as such. They're playing with a strong forward at the center position and 2 small forwards at the same time.
So you like the lineup?
Yeah, it looks good, especially to pressure and to play man-to-man, not so much to play zone.
Rivera, corner shot, Holland. It's in.
He can do that.
It's a 1-point game. Holland coming off an injury, playing limited minutes, makes the 3. Hesitation by Gutierrez. Inside out to Paco Cruz.
That's a great pass. Great pass. Instead of making a pass to the corner, he made a diagonal pass. Gutierrez did, and Paco Cruz was wide open.
Not known for his passing, Carlos, but again, he makes few mistakes, and he's got that little dribble penetration option where he can shoot or pass. Does it very well here at the FIBA level. As there's a switch, Ayon and Barea. Inside to Bachman. He's crowded, and he just loses shot, and he stays behind. It's 5-on-4 now. Nice strip from behind by Barea, and Pitino loves it.
Some early substitutions for Puerto Rico. Clemente and Ayuso coming into the game for Rivera and Holland.
Holland, again, with a bit of a minutes limitation, had a foot injury. was 50-50 about a week and a half before the tournament. Did not play in the Marchand Cup that led to this tournament. A foul, and it's going to be on Ramon Clemente, his first. With very few exceptions, this young man is going to give you effort. He is undersized at any of the positions he plays. He's not a shooter, so he's got to play close to the basket. He is a good leaper, but he will peel his skin off for you if needed, even if it isn't. Paco Cruz again coming off a screen. Tipped and a foul by Ayon. That's a little surprising. There's a struggle for the rebound between Clemente and Ayon. I thought both gave.
Yeah, and the foul is on Ayon. You're right.
Yeah. They both gave equally. Let's see here.
Well, Ayon's pushed Bogman. And at the same time, I think he was being pushed by Clemente.
Ayon gets the foul, and that's Gustavo's first. Ayuso all alone, and he will make you pay that way.
Well, but Paco Cruz has to go through the screen where Ayuso is going. You cannot try to, be ahead of him because he will flare out of the screen and be wide open.
Ayuso running behind the screens, and Cruz gets loose. Virito offline. No! It's a bank shot. The bank is open on a Sunday night in Mexico.
Yeah, that he didn't call that one. I was lucky right there.
Barea double team, trying to get the ball out of him. That opens up opportunities for Ayuso. In and out. Ayuso very aggressive on offense.
Yeah, but see, the other shot that he took, he was wide open. Now he was being guarded. And what he did was take a couple of steps back.
Oh, Barea on Virito Hernandez. Here comes the rotation. Virito is fouled by Nani Vasallo, and it's before the shot.
And that's Puerto Rico's only second team foul, so Mexico will have to inbound from the baseline.
Ayuso with an open three. Carlos, we've seen Puerto Rico play Canada well for about a quarter. The question is, can they keep it up?
No, they played them well for a half. They were ahead 9 points with 3 minutes to go, and then Canada ended up with an 11-0 run.
And lead.
So
my point is, again, can they keep it up? And part of the problem for Puerto Rico is they get into foul trouble. They don't have a deep rotation, as Jorge Brian Diaz is in the game for Puerto Rico, their tallest player. He'll be guarding Ayon at this point. Double team. Triple team now is Gutierrez. The ball's loose. Tough shot. Deflected by Diaz. And here comes Ayuso, the veteran, possibly playing in his last major tournament for Puerto Rico.
And now Barea wants to get him involved, get Jorge Brian Diaz involved in the pick and roll.
Inside, and it's in by Jorge Brian, who's becoming more and more aggressive with his offense as the tournament moves on.
Well, Ayon went out to double team Barea, and Hernandez couldn't cover for him down low.
So it's Brian Diaz on Ayon, and Hernandez being guarded by Clemente. Hernandez all alone for the three. Dangerous. No good this time. Tapped out by Ayon. Another possession for Mexico. 10 seconds to shoot.
Paco Cruz wants to post up down low, but let's say that the best bet is to post Gustavo Ayon against Jorge Brian.
Step back from the elbow. In and out. Rebounded by Vasallo. Puerto Rico rebounding much better. That's been a problem. Intercepted by Jorge, and he's got a 3-on-1. Behind the back, Ramos. The foul by Clemente, his second, will send Marcos Ramos to the line.
Good anticipation by Gutierrez there. He knew that Vasallo, even though he was bringing the ball down court, wanted to give the ball to the point guard. And right at the moment that he made the pass, Gutierrez was there to intercept. A little bit of fancy basketball there. And there's the pick and roll by Barea and Jorge Brian Diaz.
Barea already with 3 assists. He averages 7 per game. And Carlos, again, few fouls for Puerto Rico, but Clemente has 2. And Clemente has barely been on the floor. Marcos Ramos to take the free throw. This is a team, Mexico, that has 10 of the 12 players they took over to Spain for the World Cup of Basketball last summer. Adam Parada and Roman Martinez, the only 2 that are not with the team. So continuity, both in philosophy, coaching philosophy, and in personnel, is a great advantage for Mexico as he makes his second one. And Mexico now has a 3-point lead. Clemente back on the bench, Bachman back in the game. Bachman played in the NBA with the Knicks, the Nuggets. Now he's trying to get back to the NBA somehow, playing for the Texas Legends in the NBDL. A team that gave Paco Cruz a slot in the Summer League this summer. Paco will be heading to Latvia to play professionally for VEF Riga. Marea, long three. Rebounded by Bachman.
Oh, good hands by Hernandez there.
Back in the hands of Paco Cruz.
Hernandez did not allow Bachman to come out with that rebound freely.
Gutierrez using Ayon as a personal escort. He had to step up because the pass was low, and Paco Cruz nails a jumper. 5-point Mexican lead. He's got 11.
Wow.
Lead Mexico.
Yeah, he's carrying the offense right now. And he wouldn't be a starter if Orlando Mendez was healthy.
A little body English going through the screens. A lot of dribbling by Barea, but he finally makes the shot.
They didn't run anything on that possession.
A little ISO in the end. They saw Barea with the dribble. They said, okay, let's move out of the way. Alley-oop with the captain and the foul. Ayon is not aware that the referee counted it. As they say in Mexico, foul y cuenta. Foul. And it counts. Listen to that cheer.
Paul Stoll is coming to the game for Gutierrez.
Born and lands in Michigan. Grew up there. Of Mexican roots. Ended up playing in the local league. He's been around the world. Not invited to the tryout this time. Only invited at the last minute with the litany of injury that Mexico had. They jumped the lane, but it counts.
Especially to Perry Mesa. They thought that they needed another point guard to come off the bench with Mesa doubtful for the tournament. And that's why they recalled him, so to speak, because he had been playing with this team.
Mesa has become an informal assistant coach for Mexico. Diaz tries to hand off. Backdoor. Rivera lost the handle, and he missed an easy one. Beautiful pass by Diaz.
Yes, and he was wide open. Carlos Rivera was.
Cruz! And the ball in the hands of Puerto Rico. Here comes Carlos Rivera, picked up by Stoll. Stoll is a real pest on defense, especially the farther away he is from the basket. The floater by Ayuso, tipped out to Cruz. Little ragged offense from Puerto Rico.
Yes, and it's very interesting that when Barea went to the bench to rest, Paul Stoll came into the game, and now he has the quickness advantage on Carlos Rivera.
Well played by Bailonillos. Ayon, inside out. Stoll for three. He misses, that's a rarity. Rebounded by Diaz.
And Puerto Rico can play for the last shot of the quarter. Let's see how they play it, because time management is very important. And sometimes they start the offense too early.
Oh, a foul as Ramos and Holland collided.
But that's not a bad foul for Mexico, because they are not over the limit. Puerto Rico will have to take the ball, put the ball in bounds with 4 seconds to go.
Holland averaging a little bit over 9 minutes. And look who's coming in now. As you see that contact between Ramos and Holland. It's Juan Anderson Toscano, number 6. 4 years at Marquette.
Now Mexico goes small. With 2 small forwards, a shooting guard and a point guard, and only 1 center.
Again playing heavy minutes. With a short rotation. Partly because of injury, partly because of a coach's decision. Throw on the inbounds. Finally, Rivera gets it with 3 seconds in the quarter. A fake, a three, it's in!
Great patience.
Cutting the lead in half. It's now 24-21. Mexico leading Puerto Rico by 3 at the end of 1. Beautiful shot by Rivera, having the last word. Rivera now with 7 points for Puerto Rico. As we take a look at game stats, great three-point shooting by both teams. They haven't abused that shot. Puerto Rico's only been to the free throw once. Keep an eye on the rebounding battle. There's a huge disparity as we take a look at leaders. Ayón already, Carlos, after the first quarter working on a double-double. He almost had a triple-double in his last game. As Mexico leads Puerto Rico by 3. For some reason, Carlos, the Palacio de los Deportes feels a little warmer today. I know that there were many more Mexican fans milling about. I think it's been a warmer day. We've had a lot of rain all week, but there's a lot of folks here. Remember, the upper deck the ticket there costs the equivalent of 80 cents on the dollar, in the US dollar. The middle row, section is about $2.50, and the lower bowl, not the seats right by the corner, the one behind them in that stance behind them, that is a whopping $3.50 American. As we start the second quarter, alongside Carlos Morales, this is Alvaro Martin. Puerto Rico and Mexico in a battle. Mexico hanging on to a three-point lead that may disappear exactly now with Larry Ayuso's second three-pointer.
Great play coming out of the between quarters. That was the play set up by Coach Pitino, where the shooter is following another shooter.
Now a foul. And the foul is on Jorge Brian Diaz. As we take a look again as the Argentine assistants, Gonzalo Garcia, Nicolás Casalánguida, never missing a game, never missing a movement. It's remarkable. First to arrive, last to leave. You wonder then why Argentina has the success it has? You're looking at it. As we see a nice runner on the side by Cruz, again scoring.
He's getting more confidence by the minute. 13 points already for him.
A runner by Bachman against the teeth of the Mexican defense, against Ayón and Anderson Toscano. Cruz, and a foul by Ayuso.
That's Puerto Rico's second team foul in less than a minute.
Ayuso's first. He's got 6 points, 2 threes. Nice screen. And look at the spacing by Mexico. Stoll outside to Ramos. Rebounded by Bachman.
He took that shot with a lot of confidence, Ramos.
Rivera. A runner again. This time it's good.
He's getting confidence too.
Ties the game at 26.
Rivera didn't have a good first round in this tournament. He's a very good player, especially a great point guard.
Tough shot by Anderson. It was a pass intercepted by Holland.
But see, now he's playing his normal position. Rivera is.
A three-pointer by Ayuso, and the ball in the hands of Anderson. Rivera averaged 4 points, shot 20% of 3, 1 of 5, only 40% inside the arc, 4 of 10 in the first round. A gamble by Bachman. He was lucky, tipped it. Ball's out of bounds.
Great anticipation.
With 5 seconds to shoot. Substitutions, Vasallo, Barea in, Bachman, and Ayuso will rest.
Coach Pitino keeps rotating his bench and giving some rest to his players. Looking forward to not running out of gas in the second half. Paco Cruz with a miss. And that ball will belong to Puerto Rico.
A chance to take the lead. Tie game at 26. And for the first time since this really terrible injury, Richard Chaney's back on the court for Puerto Rico. Before the injury, he has been as good and as productive a player as Puerto Rico had, maybe short of the scoring column, although he was scoring as well. Backdoor, not seen by Barea.
Was wide open.
Yep, and Diaz misses the chippy, but he gets fouled in the process.
He cut wide open, and Barea didn't see him.
Fouls by Juan Anderson Toscano, and that is his first, Mexico's first as well. Substitutions by Mexico. 2 stars come back in. Jorge Gutierrez of the Milwaukee Bucks and Hector Hernandez of the Pioneros de Cancun, one of the top teams in the Mexican League. A few years ago, Pioneros, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they play the Liga de las Americas?
They did. They won the championship in Mexico, and they played the Liga de las Americas.
There's Javi.
And not only they played the Liga de las Americas, they won the Liga de las Americas.
Javi Otero in the middle is the event director for FIBA, based out of San Juan from Argentina, and in charge of this event in Mexico.
1 of 2 for Jorge Brian Diaz, so Puerto Rico ahead by 1 point.
Inside pass, but he loses the handle, Virito, and then into the hands of Diaz, and somehow he rescued the ball. Deflected by Cruz, back into the hands of Rivera. Puerto Rico's lucky today as well. Cheney for the 3. Misses the shot, rebounded by Vasallo. Barea with a notion, but Marco Ramos said, no way, not around me. Inside that Cheney, and he misses the chippy, misses the putback, and Mexico really evaded a bullet.
Yep, that's right.
Ayon, point center. Nice bounce pass to Hernandez, but he can't make the shot. Missing some open shots in this stretch of the game. Puerto Rico with the lead, trying to build it. Vasallo with an open 3. It's in! Puerto Rico now up by 4.
Yes, sir. Gutierrez now calling for 4 down.
This is not the same intensity on defense that we've seen Mexico play so far. Not yet, anyway. Hernandez, ISO against Vasallo. Tries to bully him. Tough shot, but it's in. A beautiful hook shot by Hector
very
Hernandez.
simple. When they call 5 down, it's a cross screen for the 5-man who's Ayon. When they call 4 down, it's a cross screen for Hernandez who played the 4th spot.
Barea leaves Jorge Barrito Tian, and Diaz can't dunk because Ayon showed up. And he's looking for the foul. Gutierrez wisely pulls up. And Ayon is directing traffic. A shove and an offensive foul by Gutierrez on Barea. Barea has been trying to sell that play. Let's see Diaz here. Oh, the rim blocked the shot more than anything else.
There's a 3-pointer by Vasallo. And that's the post-up move by Hernandez against Danny Vasallo down low after getting a screen from the point guard. The cross screen.
Look at part of the crowd. Remember, it's sold out. Scalpers own the tickets to the seats you see empty here. Selling them at 20 times the printed ticket price. Mexico keeps winning. They're going to make some money. Diaz.
He should have made the extra pass to Cheney. Cheney was wide open where he's very deadly from mid-range.
Yeah, I think Diaz doesn't work often on his floater either. Coming up to the halfway point of the second quarter.
They run 5 down now. This is for Ayon. Great pass.
But it's intercepted by Barea, who smelled that one. Full speed goes JJ into Cheney. Nice adjustment for the bucket.
Now Cheney finished the play.
And he's putting a hurt on Mexico in the few minutes on the court. Since he came onto the court, Puerto Rico's on a nice run. They lead by 4.
Well, he's playing defense on one end, and then if he starts making shots at the other end, he becomes a great contributor.
Look at Pitino. As we take a look at this play, Vasallo drawing all sorts of attention and getting his 5th assist. We're not even done with the first half. We're halfway through the second quarter. Inside to Hernandez, another hook shot. Tipped by Vasallo, back into the hands of Virito, and he scores.
Gutierrez with a good defense on Barea there.
A semi-floater, he gets the bucket on the foul. Paul Stoll, the guilty party, and Rivera right now is making up for lost time.
Well, you know what? He got his rhythm playing the point guard position. He got his confidence back, and now he's playing the shooting guard position, and he's doing some damage from that position too. When Barea went out, that's when Rivera got in rhythm.
But we've seen that in the games before. Barea will sit, Rivera will man the point.
Yeah, but he didn't get that rhythm before. He was playing out without confidence.
I just think he's making shots as he takes a free throw and he completes a three-point play, and Puerto Rico stretches out to its largest lead. It's 5 points with 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Stoll trying to run through
That's a
screens.
foul on Stoll. Let's see. They're going to call it on Rivera. But that's something that FIBA referee have to start looking at. The guy on offense is going to look for the contact.
The provoker.
And provoke it. And then when there's contact and the other guy reacts, you call the foul on the defensive player.
Call the foul on the actor, not on the reactor. And by the way, Barea is pushed off Gutierrez a couple times. He drew a foul on Gutierrez for pushing off. Barea will be under the microscope for that kind of a play from now on.
There are two players in FIBA basketball
as Ayon scores
that Barea cannot get rid of when they are playing defense on him. Facu Campazo and Jorge Gutierrez. Those are the two that defend Barea the best.
Can't pass it to Diaz. Now Rivera does, and he bounces it off the rim, and it's in. So it's back to a 5-point lead.
Jorge Brian Diaz now with 5 points.
Stoll. Anderson quickly getting rid of the ball. Now he attacks. Back to Ayon at the elbow. Trying to draw Diaz. The up and under. And the block by Diaz. Vasallo. He's got Holland in the corner. No one's really guarding Holland in that corner. Vasallo drives, strong hand. Short. And it's off the hands of Ayon. It belongs to Puerto Rico.
Nobody guarded Holland through that possession at all. He was wide open all the time.
And very disappointed.
Yeah, he said, well, am I your teammate or not? I'm open. I'm a good shooter.
Look, I'm wearing red.
And you guys are not looking
That's what he's saying right now. I'm wearing red. Not white. As we see a timeout. Puerto Rico up by 7. Rick Pitino calls a timeout. Well, Rick Pitino showed a lot more patience with his players than his assistant coach, Mike Balado, who had to wipe the board for him. But Carlos, he's having fun today coaching this team right now. He is having so much fun. They're doing exactly what he wants them to do.
Yes, as they say, so far so good.
Alberto Garcia, Secretary General of FIBA in the Americas region. Again, a man whose travels take him up and down the hemisphere and occasionally over to FIBA headquarters in Switzerland as well. Barea, tough shot, no passing. And the rebound in the hands of Ayon. He gathers his 8th rebound. 8th. Stoll with a switch. Now back, being guarded by Rivera. Another switch here. Vasallo lifted his right hand to a right-hand shooter. The putback by Hernandez. That was easy. Barea was guarding him. But nice move by Hector Hernandez not to bring the ball down. He just tapped it right back up in. So it's a 3-point Puerto Rico lead. Great close-out, but the travel by Vasallo, and that's happened a lot in this tournament. Great close-up by Gustavo Ayon. Only 2 turnovers for Puerto Rico in this game, Carlos. 2 turnovers. Gutierrez changes hands. Rebounded by Hernandez, stripped by Barea. It looked like a clean strip, Barea.
Yeah, but the referee wasn't in position to call that one.
I tell you, Barea is trying his hardest, and I'm telling you, he's had trouble with the refereeing, and so far he's been successful.
Look at the position where the referee is at. He's not even in the play right there.
I think the foul's on Rivera.
Yeah, he was blocked by the body of Hernandez and the two guys. And he's saying the foul wasn't on me, it's Barea saying.
It really wasn't. It was on Rivera.
There was a foul, it was on Rivera.
It was. Second foul on Rivera.
Now he's talking to the president of FIBA. He was talking to Horacio Muratori, saying that wasn't a foul on me.
Hernandez makes both, and Mexico closes in. Down 1 to Puerto Rico. Substitutions. Larry Ayuso back in the game, as is Jorge Brian Diaz. Seen a little bit of Clemente, had 2 quick fouls, and a little bit of Cheney. And we haven't seen a lot of anybody else. Extremely short rotation. Barea just lost the handle. 3rd turnover for Puerto Rico. A lot of dribbling by Barea. That's his style. Stoll makes Barea go through screens. Technical foul on Barea. He thought that there was an offensive foul on the screen. And remember, he was suspended for 2 games during the, let's see here. Yeah, maybe a little hip check by Ayon, but it was very subtle. And Barea protested, and that was enough. And he's a marked man.
He didn't protest. He just
looked at him.
He just flopped, and what happened is that he had been warned by that same referee that he was flopping. In the beginning, when he was born, he said, hey, that it was against Gutierrez. He was pushing me. He's really pushing me. I'm not flopping. So after he was warned, this was deemed a flop by Barea, so that's the reason why they call it technical foul on him.
Again, a reputation for talking back to the refereeing more than needed. That didn't even look like a flop, Carlos. But, again, another foul, and it's going to be on Barea. So now he piles them up. It's his 3rd, and he's got to go to the bench. Javi Gonzalez will come in for him. Deems fit, so now they send Stoll to the line. Puerto Rico had a better record in the run-up to the tournament when Barea was missing because of injury or suspension than when we was on the team. And you could always say, well, but the record with him on the team was against tougher opponents, and that's true. But for a guy who's so important in terms of points and assists for the team, they didn't seem to miss him.
Actually, they played very well in the first 2 games of the Tuto Marchand Cup while Barea was serving that 2-game suspension.
Because of his antics against the refereeing and officiating and FIBA officials themselves, not the referees, the officials in Toronto. Larry Ayuso may have twisted an ankle. And Stoll makes the extra pass. Juan Anderson wasn't expecting it. And we have an injured Puerto Rican player. One more as the Mexican players help him get up gallantly. Ayon and Hernandez. They know that Ayuso is a vet. They respect him as a vet.
He twisted his ankle, I think.
He's really hurting. Rico Encarnacion, the trainer, comes out, takes a look at him. See, you can't have that, Carlos. You can't tell the referee. They just call a technical on you. They call a foul that may have been a little, debatable, but they're sending you a message, right?
What happened now? Was there another?
He got up and started telling me that was a travel he didn't call from the bench. I mean, at that point, you're the captain.
Who was the technical on?
No. Listen to me now.
No, the technical foul right now. There was another technical foul right now.
I don't know. Maybe on the bench. Stoll, Tubirito. Close out by Vasallo. There's some contact on the end as Javi Gonzalez comes into the game. And again, he's been playing very, very well.
He went up flying for that rebound. Gonzalez did.
Guillermo Diaz in the game, blanketed by Jorge Gutierrez. A launch by Vasallo. It's in! A three-pointer cuts the Mexican lead down to 1.
The only thing that made that a good play is that the ball went in.
Off the foot of Stoll, back into his hands. Ayon bounce pass corner. In and out. Hernandez again launches. It's in! There's great three-pointers. Mexico back up by 4. Less than a minute to go. And a little pressure off the made basket.
Holland didn't want to go towards the ball there, and if Gonzalez would have passed the ball to him, Toscano would have stolen it.
Foul by Gutierrez, and a nice hesitation move by Gonzalez. For the first time in the game, Gabriel Giron will come in for Mexico. And he'll sub for Gutierrez. Giron did not play against Uruguay, did not play against Brazil, has only played 13 minutes of court time. Shot by Javi Gonzalez. Rebounded by Anderson. Last 30 seconds of the first half. Great game so far. Ayon to Stoll. Tough pass, back into his hands, lining up a three, and it's in!
It was a broken play, and it worked better for Mexico because Stoll had an open three-pointer. So they're gonna go, there's a timeout with less than 12 seconds, and Puerto Rico will have to work hard to try to cut into this lead now.
Who needs a set play when you can just improvise? Stoll steps back. Mexico 6 of 11 from behind the arc, 55% so far.
Now what? We're running on. I want the corner guys to lift up. After you get the ball back from AD, I want you guys to lift up. AD is going to go to the basket. Throw him the ball. Corner guys lift up. All the way up. AD, set a back screen on it.
Saludos para Jorge Ramírez, conocido como el Pollo. También el coach del equipo de Atlas, Centros Deportivos Vaso Solitario. Y a toda la gente del básquetbol, a la gran familia del básquetbol.
Why is horns so popular? A play.
Oh, usually because you have spacing and you can run pick and rolls, and it's difficult for players to cover the pick and roll and then spread out to the shooter. Or close out with the shooter, I should say.
Vasallo traveling, handling the ball. Ball's loose, but there's a foul by Mexico.
And that was Mexico's over the limit.
And it'll be on Paul Stoll. And that will be his second.
Vasallo wants to dry his hands before going to the free throw line. Puerto Rico uncharacteristically has been missing free throws in this tournament. They have very good shooters, especially from the line.
As a team, they're shooting only 66%. And if you look at the individuals, one of the best ever, Ayuso has missed 2 of 5. Vasallo, 62%. Barea, 71%. Makes the first.
Even Carlos Rivera has been missing free throws also.
Rivera, another fine shooter. He's missed 3 of 8, so he's shooting 62% as well. Makes both. 5-point Mexico lead. 4 seconds. Ball Stoll. Corner shot by Ramos. And that is the end of the first half. Puerto Rico was up by 5, but Mexico had a nice run. And now they're up 5, 47-42 against Puerto Rico in their first game in the second round of the 2015 Olympic qualifying tournament for the Americas.
Y con ustedes, las cheerleaders del FIBA Americas Championship México 2015.
Rebounding is going to be an issue. It's always been for Puerto Rico. This is a team that so far has grabbed only 40% of available rebounds. A big difference with a Mexican team that picks up over half so far of available rebounds on both ends of their court when they play. Puerto Rico's three-point shooting keeping them very much in the game, 6 of 12. Look at that difference in rebounding. And in the offensive rebound, Puerto Rico the worst offensive rebounding team, the worst defensive rebounding team, and obviously the worst overall rebounding team in the tournament of the 8 surviving teams. 4 blocks though and 3 steals for Puerto Rico. Again, that's helping keeping them in the game.
Yeah, active hands and 8-10 overs by Mexico.
And only 4 for Puerto Rico as we take a look at the scoring leaders. Rivera finally gets off the schneid. Hernandez doing some damage also from the perimeter. Vasallo also sweet from deep. And Ayuso with a couple of threes.
Puerto Rico is going to miss Ayuso's offense in the second half. He was walking very gingerly towards the dressing room. I don't think we're going to see him playing in the second half.
Richard Cheney's back. He's got a couple of rebounds. He's played well. Remember, he's recovering from a hit in the tailbone where they actually had some inflammation and some fluid buildup that they had to drain in the last 48 hours. Barea with 3 fouls and a technical. He's a marked man from now on. Got to be in his best behavior as Mexico leads Puerto Rico by 5 at the end of the half. First blood by a very active Paco Cruz. He got at the beginning of the game in the first quarter, he had pretty much at half of the Mexican game points. Vasallo gets into the act. Ramos hesitated but finally made a long 2. Gutierrez doing everything inside, up and under, and when he doesn't have an option, he'll go outside. Beautiful triangulation. Dayon finding the three-point shooter, Cruz outside for an easy 3. Holland a contested 3, he made it, tough shot for him. He may be an option for Carlos also as a 3-point shooter, not as good as Ayuso, but an option for Puerto Rico.
He gives you more because he can give you a pretty decent shooting from outside and he can drive to the basket and finish. Although we haven't seen that athletic ability that he usually possesses in this tournament.
Yes, indeed, that foot is hurt. Tough shot by Jorge Brian Diaz. Had mostly nice things happen. They take him off the line. Paco knows exactly what to do. Paco ended up with 13 points and an assist. Dayon, a nice play. Rivera to close the first quarter with a 3-pointer to close the lead down to 3. Ayuso got into the act in the second, outside of the second quarter, and so did Hernandez. Very active inside out. What a play here, Tim. The quarter stole with a 3 off a broken play. That's Mexico stretched out to a 5-point lead. We will be back with you for the third quarter here at the Palacio. For the moment, Mexico leads Puerto Rico by 5. We welcome you back to El Palacio de los Deportes for this great game between Mexico and Puerto Rico. A lot of action, including 2 technical fouls, both to DJ Barea. You would say, well, why is he still in the game? The second one was he was on the bench, as his fiancée now is taking some pictures with a number of fans as well. Carlos, you get a tech, and he may have had some argument that tech was unfair, but you get it. You're the captain of the team. You go to the bench and you start telling referees what call you got wrong. To me, that's just not keeping a cool head, and that's what a captain of a team and one of the players with the most FIBA experience and the top scorer and assist leader for the team, that's not the way he should act.
You're right about that, but I have to say that both parts are in fault here. The referee was looking for that. I mean, he was mad that Barea showed him off to Horacio Muratore. Then he called that flop. It didn't look like a flop. Then he called that foul on him, just a contact that happens 1,000 times in the game, and it changed the game. He may think that he's being fair to Barea. He's being unfair to the game and to Puerto Rico, who has been playing very well.
And that's a team that's down 5, alongside Coach Carlos Morales. Amador Martin. Paul Stoll will open the second half, along with Jorge Gutierrez. Interesting move here by Sergio Valdolmillos. Maybe wants to match up a little bit more with a very short Puerto Rican lineup, although Diaz is in guarding Ayon. They work on John Holland. Tough shot, but it's in for Hernandez. And he's picking up where he left off. He's now got 18 points to lead Mexico. An open shot by Barea. It's no good.
Well, good close out at the end there. He had to rush that shot a little bit because of the closeout. Oh, nice move by Gutierrez there, and great block by Vasallo.
And he gets the foul. No, the travel.
So great defense by Vasallo on that first move by Gutierrez. Usually when Gutierrez makes that spin move, they finish with something good, either a basket, a foul, or an assist.
Puerto Rico with only 3 points for 3 losses they incurred in the opening round. They carry that over to the second round. They've got a lot of ground to cover. Diaz, beautiful move, and he puts it down.
The way it should be every time he goes through that lane.
A reluctant dunker is this young 25-year-old center for Puerto Rico. Nice pocket pass, and Ayon knows exactly what to do with it. Ayon with a strong hand taking a little walk through Chapultepec Park. A strip by Stoll. Steal by Stoll, sorry about that. Back to, a block apparently clean, although Gutierrez ended up on the ground for Mexico, and he's a little slow getting up. Vasallo dribbles, floats, and misses. A rebound by Diaz, and he's short on the putback. Ayon flashing the elbows.
Stoll asking for that ball there. No, they're not looking at him. Bad pass there by Hernandez. He had the matchup advantage there, but when Puerto Rico came rotating to try to double team him, he wanted to make that cross-court pass, and he passed the ball to the fans at the first row.
7-point Mexico lead at the start of the second half. And already Barea's walking the dog here. Both point guards in for Puerto Rico. Rivera handling.
And both.
He's got an open shot. Inside to Vasallo. Steps back. Tough shot. And it's in.
Both point guards in for Mexico also. Stoll and Gutierrez playing together, playing at the same time.
Pitino started both halves that way. Valdolmillo started only the second half. A strip by Buckman. He's been trying to get that ball like that for the whole game. He finally gets it. Barea facing Hernandez. Over to Holland. He's short, but there's a foul by Virito. 2 shots for John.
Yeah, the foul is on number 12, Hernandez, Hector Hernandez.
Played only 9 minutes against Canada. If you take a look at Holland. John, only 7 against Venezuela, only 8 against Cuba, 14 against Argentina, and he makes the first one. This year with Besiktas in the TBL, only Turkish League games, 81% shooter. In the Euro Cup, a 78% shooter, another fine free throw shooter, and he makes both.
Brings Puerto Rico back within 3 of Mexico.
And that's one thing, we saw that in the Marchand tournament. If Puerto Rico is in the lead in the closing minutes of the fourth quarter, and they got the right personnel, Ayuso's out, they can finish the game at the foul line. As you see again, Hector Hernandez now with 20 points for Mexico.
That was a very timid closeout by Danny Vasallo.
And Vasallo has only one personal foul. Bachman driving in and out to Vasallo, who launches a three. Long rebound into the hands of Rivera. Bounce pass, Vasallo, extra pass to Bachman, and he lays it in with his left hand.
Good ball movement by Puerto Rico there, making the extra pass.
And they were running out of time. That was a good execution in the half court.
Holland trying to stay with Paul Stoll and not get screened by Ayon.
But he kicked him. He could have been called for the foul. Barea guarding Hernandez. Gutierrez gets fouled, and he misses a chippy.
Yeah.
Vasallo the guilty party, but Gutierrez must be beside himself.
Yeah, he's mad because there's no
easy ones.
There's no reason for him to miss that one. Even though he got fouled, he was wide open.
Substitutions for Puerto Rico. Cheney will come in for Vasallo, or for Holland.
Holland is not happy. He says, hey, I'm all right. I mean, I've been nursing an injury, but that's way behind me now. Let me play. He was a starter and a big contributor for that team that in 2013 came within a basket of being champions of America.
Puerto Rico had the ball. They was down 2, launched a 3.
By Galindo, one of the best three-point shooters of that team.
Off an assist by Carlos Arroyo. And if that ball goes in, Puerto Rico gets a goal.
Yeah.
Mexico already had qualified, just as Puerto Rico had. 5-point game. Vasallo drives inside to Bachman. Beautiful pass.
And he was lucky they didn't call traveling there, because that was exactly the same move that he did in the first half, and they called him for traveling.
I think he actually traveled. You're right. Gutierrez going left. Doesn't matter. Inside to Ayon. What a pass. But Ayon puts a little bit too much mustard on that hot dog. And a foul by Stoll.
That's a good foul because Puerto Rico had numbers. 3-on-2. That's the third foul on Stoll and the second team foul of the quarter for Mexico.
Adrian Zamora will come in for the first time.
Another one has been nursing an injury. He came back from injury.
And Ayon takes a breather. Zamora, 29 years old. He was a wide receiver. He played American football, Carlos, and then he had a growth spurt. He said, well, I guess I'm going to have to turn to hoops.
Yeah.
Late bloomer in every respect. Whoa, a shove by Hernandez, but the foul's on Bachman. I'm sorry, the foul is on Hernandez. Check that. Valdemiro wants to see the replay. Third team foul.
Oh, yeah.
14 seconds to shoot. Vasallo driving against Hernandez. Changes hands. Another foul.
Zamora is putting his hand up to protect Hernandez.
It is on Zamora.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
He's recovering from an injury in the 5th metatarsal bone of the right foot. I know that's way too much information, but basically he had a bone stress injury in the bone in his right foot. He first suffered that injury, Carlos, in August of 2013, so it's a chronic issue that pops up for Zamora on occasion.
Vasallo missing a free throw there.
Great free throw shooter. Normally. Makes both. I mean, he makes a second one, and now it is a 2-point Mexico lead. Paco Cruz back on the court for Mexico. No look pass to Hernandez. It's in!
That guy is on fire. And it doesn't help Puerto Rico that Danny Vasallo is always closing out with the wrong hand instead of coming with his left hand to the shooter.
Rivera stripped by Cruz. Back to Puerto Rico with 17 to shoot.
Vasallo is helping on. He has to rotate and help in, and then he has to go out on the shooter, but he's coming out for the closeout with his right hand across his body.
Barea slips Gutierrez's defense and scores. A tough shot by Barea. And again, he claims the foul to the referees, which is he always does. Can't do that with essentially 2 techs, one of which was called when you were on the bench. And Ayuso injured, I should add. Hernandez.
Taking Vasallo down low.
Short.
He's in the zone right now. Hernandez is, but he missed that one.
23 points for Hector Hernandez. Barea double teamed. Cheney. Barea crowded Cheney.
Yeah, that's what he did, and he stays there.
Yep.
He stays there
Because he wants the ball back.
instead of cutting.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I mean, if you get a ball to Cheney, you cut around him, and you go to the opposite side, he will have space to operate.
Look at this. Now you got to go.
You stay there. What?
Don't let him be double teamed. Move
Wow,
away.
unbelievable.
He wanted the ball reversed to the other side, but he didn't move. Cheney running through the gauntlet, keeping up with Cruz. Stoll open. It's good. That's what happens when Paul Stoll gets a little daylight.
He's on fire in this tournament.
Or in this case, at night, a flashlight. 6-point Mexican lead. Nice. Oh, what a way to corral the pass. And Bachman, with great concentration, makes the bucket and gets the foul.
He's been making the shot tonight, contrary to what happened in a couple of games earlier, where he was missing chippies around the basket. As we see Stoll getting just a little bit of time and space, and that's enough for him.
And I got to tell you, I'm worried if I'm Puerto Rico with Stoll making the first 3, because all of a sudden the rim.
Well, remember against Venezuela what happened?
The rim looks like
Against Panama. It was against Panama.
looks like the Zócalo square in Mexico City. Huge. Bachman can't complete the 3-point play. He's not a great free throw shooter.
He went. Stoll went 5 for 6 in the third quarter from 3-point range, and then he added another shot in the fourth quarter, 6 for 7 for the night.
Although in the crunch, Carlos, in the Pan Am Games in Guadalajara, Bachman made some critical free throws at the end. Zamora misses. Diaz in the game for Puerto Rico. Stoll drives. Oh, bad pass.
They still have time.
Gutierrez and the foul. Constantly driving with his strong hand.
There's an argument now from Puerto Rico that the guy who had the ball made a pass and he went and got it back, which is troubling.
Yeah.
Well, there are 3 referees and nobody saw it. Nobody saw it.
In and out. Blocked by Ramon Clemente into the game. Barea going left, and he gets the foul. He'll go to the line. Down 6 with 3.5 to go in the third. Fouls on Paco Cruz.
Yeah.
That's his third. Juan Anderson Toscano back in the game now for Gutierrez. So we're going to keep Stoll in the game as the point guard, and Gutierrez will take a seat. Gutierrez, 6 points, 2 fouls. Wait a minute. Now it's Paco Cruz coming out. So 2 point guard lineup, and Cruz sits with 3 fouls as Valiolmillos changes his mind. Barea makes a free throw.
Barea with 7 points in the game, way below his average for this tournament.
His head coach in the NBA for the Dallas Mavericks joined Rick Pitino in Louisville, doing scrimmages between the Louisville team and the Puerto Rican national team. Pitino took Puerto Rico to Louisville to get ready, get conditioned, and get away from Puerto Rico. And Carlo made a short visit as Barea makes a second, and it's a 4-point game. Had a chance to catch up with his backup point guard. Stoll, well guarded. Oof, difficult. No look pass again. He likes those. Oh. Again, another look, no look. Hernandez got the handle. Oh! Anderson Toscano wanted to dunk that one, but he couldn't get the handle. Vasallo.
Vasallo getting in trouble here.
1 on 4.
Yep.
A tip by Gutierrez.
Telling you.
And an easy layup, but Barea didn't want to commit his fourth foul. Delay of game against Mexico. It's a warning. Again, Barea did not want to commit the fourth foul.
And when Vasallo went dribbling that ball between 4 Mexicans, he was asking for trouble.
Gutierrez trying to stay between Barea and the basket. Verticality by Zamora. Here comes Mexico with numbers. Virito. It's good. Off the turnover. Another turnover by Puerto Rico. Stoll with the steal. Again, sorry about the pun. A strip by Bachman, but back in the hands of Mexico. Up by 8 now.
And they have plenty of time here to execute their offense.
Corner 3 by Gutierrez. He makes that shot. Carlos' roof caved in.
But that's not his forte. He was feeling good, and that gave him confidence to take that shot, but that's not what he does well.
It is an 8-point Mexican lead, and there's a timeout by Rick Pitino. Down 8 to Mexico. Again, out of broken plays. Then they do a little pick and roll, and Stoll just loves that no-look pass.
And Gutierrez took the shot, but you know how well he has been in shooting from three-point range in this tournament? He came into this game shooting 14%.
Not getting any better. Gutierrez has been missing shots. A foul by Zamora, blocking Barea. That's Adrian's second. And Barea making Mexico reach the limit.
Yeah, Puerto Rico's it's in the bonus already.
Done that very, very well. He's just been just piling up the fouls for Mexico.
And Puerto Rico has committed 2 fouls in this quarter. With 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Puerto Rico has allowed runs at the end of quarters. Let's see if they can put one together here. Close that 7-point gap. It's good. Very athletic lineup for Mexico right now. Diaz will be guarding Stoll. Oh, what a fight. And it's an offensive foul by Ayon. They've been grappling all game long, and I have to give Bachman credit. He's been keeping quiet and just kind of turning around and looking at the referees without saying a word, just calmly looking at him. And now it paid off. I mean, that's both are grappling, but he gets the benefit here.
Ayon with his second foul. It's not a shooting foul because it was an offensive foul by Mexico.
Vasallo hounded by the stopper. Nice pass to Bachman. He stops. Barea will launch a 3. And an offensive rebound. Bachman gets the ball, almost loses it. Barea drives now against 3. Bounce pass to Bachman, and he misses it again. Rebounded by Clemente. Barea wants an opening. They clear out for him.
This is a very interesting matchup right here.
Stops, pops, and makes.
Yeah, he took the youngsters to school there. even though Toscano is a great athlete.
4-point game. Barea
Offensive
takes
foul.
the offensive foul. Gutierrez claims that Barea was moving sideways.
So he has done everything in the last, 15 seconds.
Extremely well. Remember the last time that Gutierrez drove, Barea just said, hey, I can't commit the fourth foul. He took a chance here, and he did well.
And now Barea wants Rivera to take care of the offense. He says, I'm a little bit tired. He wanted to come out. But since Rivera came in for Guillermo Diaz, he said, okay, you take the point. I'm going to take the shooting guard position.
No, Barea did not collapse. He stood his ground after impact. He stayed vertical on the way down. He sold that foul much better than when he launches his shoulders back.
That was an offensive foul. There's no question about that.
Great run for him, and now Puerto Rico closes within 4.
Giron with the foul, and as we said, Mexico is over the limit. That's not a smart foul by Giron. Not at all.
And now again, let's see the great Puerto Rican free throw shooters, of which Rivera normally is one, and start making hay with a clock stop at less than 51 seconds. More conversation between.
Yeah, the Slovenian referee is saying, hey, if you try to pull the arm of the defender towards you, I'm going to be calling the foul on you from now on.
Rivera to the line. Makes the first.
And the Mexican crowd with a chant that is usual for soccer, for football. And the people from basketball have been asking them in the press, in the media, in the social media, please do not bring that chant to basketball. We're a different kind of crowd.
Yeah, but they can't stop that. It's a very unfortunate slur.
Double team on Ayon. Somebody has to be open.
Anderson was.
Great
Inside
pass.
to
Great
Zamora.
Pass. Yes, sir. Nice feed by Anderson Toscano.
He found a crack in that defense as Barea is literally sucking air. Puerto Rico brought an oxygen tank for their last game after they saw the Venezuelans use it to their benefit. It cost Puerto Rico that game, perhaps, among other reasons. Puerto Rico looked winded in that game, and Venezuela really looked like they had a lot of energy.
They were out-hustled of the whole game, and I think that is because Venezuela had more energy than they had. There's a difference of 3 seconds between shot clock and game clock, so Puerto Rico can take the shot clock down, but not take the last shot, maybe. Oh,
Clemente with a long shot off the line.
That's uncalled for.
Tap back to the hands of Puerto Rico. Barea shoots. Short. Zamora over to Stoll. Watch out, Giron. Over to Anderson. It is declared no good. They will check it. But I believe referee Steve Anderson is right.
But see, Puerto Rico took 2 ill-advised shots. The first one was by Clemente, who's not a long-range shooter. Then Barea gets the ball back with 8 seconds, and he takes a shot and gives an opportunity to Mexico. And this is going to be very close. I'm not sure about this one.
Looked to me, first time out, that it was no good, but that's why we have this video review process. There you see Maraño, the referee with Edgar Marin, taking a look at this replay. Extra pass. Yeah, it's no good. And Steve was on top of that, Steve Anderson.
Anderson had it all the way.
Well, look who's playing in the middle of the court right now as we take a look again at this last play. Look at the opposite, if you look at the opposite backboard, you can realize that Anderson didn't make the three. You see those little young players on the court right now? Those are the Niños Triquis from the south of Mexico, from Oaxaca. They love basketball. You've had a lot of clinics down there, Carlos. There's about one every year.
That's right.
Now, Oaxaca is the part of Mexico that produces the shortest players, but perhaps the region of Mexico that produces the most love for the game.
You might be right about that.
No good, says Maraño. So now the score is 69-65 at the half. 4-point lead for Mexico. After 3. The Niños Triquis are still playing on the court. It's been a great battle so far. 4-point lead after 3 quarters. Mexico on top. Carlos, as far as foul trouble, Gutierrez and Cruz as well as Stoll have 3 for Mexico. For Puerto Rico, only Barea has 3. So especially the bigs for Puerto Rico in a game where they've been lowering the lineup as we're ready to get started here for the 4th quarter. Puerto Rico will inbound at half court. Barea takes it, and Ayon hounds him early. Clemente, Bachman together for Puerto Rico. Not a lot of shooting there. Surrounded by Vasallo, Rivera, and Barea, who's been running off the screens. Double team now. Bounce pass to Bachman. He had a shot. He hesitates.
Yeah, he doesn't have confidence in that shot.
A nice tap out by Clemente.
Clemente keeping balls alive for Puerto Rico.
And Ayon just shakes his head. Push off by Rivera. He was lucky he didn't get fouled. What a shot by Rivera. Ayon was closing in, and somehow he got the shot off. And now Puerto Rico's within a point.
Rivera having himself a good game tonight. 17 points already for him.
Ayon looking for some backdoors, and he finds one with Juan Anderson Toscano.
Rivera was out of the play. He was more worried about his hand. I think he's hurt.
His dribbling hand, his right hand, he's closing his fist right now and looking at it. Vasallo launches a 3 early in the possession.
Yeah, no ball movement at all, no offense run.
And you're not making Mexico work on defense. This is a tired team, the Mexican team. You got to take advantage of it.
But now they have the height advantage down low. Hernandez with Barea, they haven't even looked at him yet.
Stoll finally gets it to Virito, inside to Juan, 8 to shoot against Vasallo. Drives hard to the basket, no good, takes his own rebound, and finally gets fouled. It will be on Ramon Clemente, and it will be Ramon's third. So now Barea and Clemente both with 3, and Jorge Brian Diaz comes in for Clemente real quick. Diaz, so far, 7 points, 4 boards, and a foul.
Yeah, he played pretty well in the first half.
15 minutes so far. Anderson misses. Brought in at the end of the process, Carlos, and they were deciding among 3 other players to use, but the kid got his paperwork ready, and now he's playing for Mexico, and he's giving them a tremendous tournament. Now chasing Barea all over the place, making him give up the ball. Floater by Vasallo, and it's in. That is his shot, and he's making them today. Wasn't making them steadily earlier in the tournament in the first round. Stoll.
Good job by Stoll. He saw that Rivera was looking somewhere else, so he just accelerated and got the foul on him.
Third foul on Rivera.
So now 3 players from Puerto Rico with 3 fouls. Clemente, who's on the bench, and the 2 guards, Barea and Rivera, who are playing right now.
They stay on the court. 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. As Anderson Toscano makes sure his uniform is in good working order. It is. 21 seconds to shoot for Mexico. Looking to qualify for the Olympics for the first time in 40 years. No look pass to the corner. Way overshot. And the ball goes out of bounds off Diaz.
A 1-point game with a little less than 8 minutes to go in this game. Nice backdoor by Cruz.
And it's an easy
nice move. Barea was anticipating that he was coming out for the 3-point shot. He just back cut.
They're trying to get the ball, get to the rim before, but Anderson Toscano says, not with me guarding you. Tough shot for Barea, and it's no good. An early shot.
Another offensive possession where Puerto Rico didn't run anything.
They just chuck it, and it's a tough shot.
And that happens like 4 or 5 times a game for them.
Rebounded by Bachman. as Hernandez took an early shot for the team with the lowest pace in the tournament. A nice floater again by Vasallo.
So Puerto Rico has been knocking at the door in this last quarter. They still haven't got the lead in the second half.
Are you calling Mexico terrible hosts? They're going to keep that door shut. Stoll! Over to Pirito. It's good!
He knew it was in before it went through the net. He was turning towards the defensive end, and the ball wasn't in the net yet.
Timeout, Rick Pitino. He got to within one. Now Mexico pulls out by 4. Beautiful move by Vasallo. And then this open shot that made Pitino call a timeout. Let's listen to Rick Pitino. '62-year-old Rick Pitino, member of the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, won 2 championships. As Mike Balado adds a few last instructions to Bachman.
Balado is feeling the pressure from Pitino because he always wanted towel to clean the...
Wipe the board.
Yeah, wipe the board. Now he's putting the pressure on somebody else. Hey, give me a towel.
Hernandez and his production today broke out today in a major way. The one area that Hernandez is really breaking out today, Carlos, is the rebounding. He had been very, very inefficient, unproductive on the rebound category. Today he's got 7.
Yeah, but 28 points. I'll say that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that will take care of it.
4-point Mexican lead. Jorge Gutierrez back on the game. Barea is being run through the best of the Mexican defensive repertoire.
And
switch now.
Vasallo's trouble again. He walked. He pushed his pivot foot there. So they're giving him some leeway.
Another switch. Now Hernandez, he crosses him over. Ayon with a block and the foul on Gustavo, and that'll be Gustavo's 3rd.
So Ayon has stayed out of foul trouble.
And so has Mexico, Carlos. Only 1 foul for Mexico in the quarter. They're avoiding sending Puerto Rico to the line early. Far from the limit. Dani Vasallo makes the free throw, having trouble before this game. Today is six of 7. Oh, Stoll lost the handle here. Ali, oop, no good. Cruz grabs the rebound, and he hustles, and a jump ball, and it will belong to Mexico.
But that's good defense by Puerto Rico, hustling down there. Cruz committed a mistake bringing that ball down.
And Vasallo just wouldn't let go. So 12 to shoot. Stoll wanted to find Ayon. He does. No room for him, and he stepped on the line. Great defense by Jorge Brian Diaz and Vasallo. And now a delay of game. That's a second one. So that's a technical foul.
Yeah, that's the second one.
So they're going to send him to the line anyway.
Ayon got mad at himself, but he was blaming Stoll. I don't know why he was blaming Stoll. Stoll gave him the ball. He was hiding behind the defense, as Mexico usually does.
Sorry, says Ayon, but it's too late.
This is a very interesting choice.
Yeah, that Vasallo will take the shot.
Vasallo is an 88% free throw shooter in the Superior League, and he's made that free throw. Carlos Rivera is a 91% free throw, has a 91 percentage in the Superior League in Puerto Rico.
Vasallo reaches now 20 points. He's 6 of 7 today from the line. Puerto Rico again knocking at the door, down 1. Marea to a cutting. Vasallo, he's short.
Oh, he was short.
And Hernandez just picks the ball off the ground.
He short-armed that one.
Inside to Ayón, but he can't corral it.
Wow.
Too long a pass. Too leading a pass by Paco Cruz.
Mexico looking out of sorts on offense now, committing too many turnovers.
Can I tell you that I've seen a lot of ball handling by people who are not Ayón or Gutierrez, or Stoll for that matter. A lot of it. Usually those three monopolize the ball. They're also making quick shots, Carlos, by their standards in this tournament. Bachman, pick and pop. That's not a strength of his.
And Vasallo commits a foul trying to go for an offensive rebound.
For Danny, that is his third. For Puerto Rico, it's a third as well.
I don't know what Vasallo is going to do. He has to go back on defense.
But there was Stoll was having a conversation with referee.
I think Vasallo thought that was a shooting foul, that his team was over the limit.
And then Mexico subbed in Marco Ramos into the game. Beautiful personnel movement. Gutierrez shakes and bakes.
But Gutierrez goes out when he has the advantage on Barea.
Floater, and the foul by Bachman will send Gutierrez to the line.
That's a very interesting move by Hernandez. Whenever he has the height advantage after the switch on Barea, he goes out and plays as another perimeter player. So that's an advantage for Barea instead of taking him to, backing him towards the hoop.
Hernandez has 2 fouls, so it's not like he's in foul trouble.
No, I think that he feels more comfortable playing outside than he does inside.
Facing the basket as Gutierrez makes a free throw. And he doubles the Mexican lead.
Wow, good numbers for him.
Excellent. Makes both.
I won't say that he's working on a triple-double, because usually there's something that lacks in this tournament, either rebounds or assists, and you you end up falling short.
Or simply platooning, Carlos.
Yes.
Personnel changes. Barea. And Diaz gets a rebound. Launch by Rivera. Short again. Boy, Bachman got lucky, didn't get called for the foul, but only 3 Puerto Ricans go on defense. And Stoll goes back to Ramos. Great move by Rivera. He launches again. Rebounded by Diaz. And finally, Rivera brings it up for Puerto Rico. 3-point lead for Mexico. Stubborn lead by Mexico. Bounce pass, Diaz. Oh, he didn't dunk it. And Vasallo doesn't get the roll.
Unbelievable. See, that's exactly what you're saying. Jorge Brian Diaz missed that one because he didn't go for the dunk.
And he was there. Look at this.
He had the dunk.
No one there.
Wow, unbelievable.
He let the ball loose. Got to go strong to the hoop, young man. It's a matter of survival. Double-double already for Virito, Hector Hernandez. And he, by the way, he looks like he's been working on a double-double. By the way, Mexico looks exhausted. I thought they looked a little slow in the first quarter. Now I can tell.
And Vasallo missed the tip-in. He got fouled, and now he misses the first free throw.
And Mexico has games like everybody else for 3 more nights. Makes the second.
It's a 2-point lead for Mexico with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this game.
And now Anderson will change the clock as he's wont to do. I don't know how he does it. Told us it was part of his mechanics to check the clock.
He wants 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Inside to a hiding Zamora against Diaz, and he makes a nice move. Solid, basic move for the 2-pointer.
Oh, Clemente put a screen on Gutierrez. Gutierrez is going to field that one tomorrow morning.
Barea, they open up room for him. Out to Rivera. The floater, tough floater. And Hernandez gets the rebound. Mexico ups the tempo now. Corner shot by Stoll. In and out.
Great rebound by Vasallo.
Now Vasallo speeds up. He's got Barea on one side. He's got Rivera on the other, but he takes it all the way in. A one-man fast break.
Puerto Rico pulls within 2. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Mexico is not making shots that they usually make.
Diaz got there late, but it's no good. Rebounded by
Another rebound
Vasallo.
by Vasallo. And he should give the ball up. I'm telling you.
He's got 6. Another tough shot. He'll go to the line. The foul should be on Hernandez. Boy, is he breathing heavily this thin air at 2,700 meters above sea level.
He's just forcing the issue after he gets a rebound. He got to the rim on that one, and then he tried to do it again, and he got fouled. With 2 free throws, he can tie the game for Puerto Rico. They have been knocking at the door throughout this second half, but they haven't been able to tie or take the lead.
When you play at altitude, Carlos, I mean, you take an extra breath at the free throw line?
Yes, and he did. He came out. He tried to dry his hands.
Shaking his head because normally those are gimmies. He makes a second one. Paco Cruz back in the game for Marco Ramos. It's a 1-point Mexican difference. Jorge Brian Diaz will take a rest. He played well. Missed that dunk, of course. Bachman is in. High screen by Hernandez. Switch by Puerto Rico defensively.
Look at that. Hernandez now playing in the low post as he shoots every time that he switches with Barea.
Here comes a double triple team. Gutierrez outside to Cruz. A close out by Vasallo. Short. And Clemente comes up with the ball. Those shots, Carlos, I think that shows again they're falling short of the rim. Barea launches against Hernandez. Bachman rebounds and he puts it back in. Puerto Rico on top again. Finally, they break through with 2:37 to go.
That's the first lead of the second half. They were briefly in the lead in the first half, in the second quarter.
And I think Puerto Rico got a warning for delay of game as well. Look at Pitino. He's loving it from the beginning of this game. Love what he's seen. Foul on Bachman.
And that's not a smart foul on Bachman. That closeout was that hedge was too aggressive while Puerto Rico is on the limit. Over the limit, I should say.
Gutierrez will go to the line. He is 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
You know, you want to be aggressive and keep playing defense, but you don't want to put people on the line just for the sake of doing that. That's a hard hedge.
Gutierrez with 10 points. Ooh, he misses.
Yeah, and that was way out of line.
10 points. Listen to this. 8 assists. 6 rebounds. He does have 6 turnovers.
Oh, so he's working on a quadruple double.
Well, if you get 10 turnovers in a game, they should knock out one of your columns, one of your productive columns. As he makes a second one, and he ties the game. What a game!
Yes, sir.
What a game. Tie game, 2:20 to go in the fourth.
It's a matter of execution at crunch time now for both teams.
Inside, Vasallo for the 3. It's in! Nice assist by Barea.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Barea and a great screen. Bachman and Clemente setting the screen, so Vasallo came wide open.
Barea may have reached a double-double. Either that or he has the 9 assists.
He's a very important possession for Mexico.
Gutierrez, floater. It's in!
They needed to score here. They needed to score here. They could not go to the defensive end down by 3 here.
Stoll guarding Rivera closely.
Again, a matter of execution and poise at crunch time for both teams.
Dribble handoff to Barea. Vasallo crossing and he loses the ball. Here comes Paco. He's got numbers. Back to Paco. Back to Jorge. And they're again in the lead. Timeout, Puerto Rico.
Vasallo never had good control of that ball. It was a turnover that created this 2-on-1 by Paco Cruz and Jorge Gutierrez.
Carlos, you talked about Paco Cruz not being a good dribbler. He understands that. He got rid of the ball with a nice touch pass right back to Jorge. Let's listen in.
Well, Coach Pitino wants to run 3, and Vasallo coming off the screen at the same time that they were running a pick and roll. And then what they call power, if they don't have the offense on 3, they're going to go with the handoff and the pick and roll.
The seats are filled. Even the media section is more filled than usual. I think major Mexican media are discovering the beauty and the charm and the excitement of this tournament and of basketball itself. Marea, bounce pass, Clemente using the rim.
Nice play by Barea there.
Puerto Rico regains the lead.
Great play, and Clemente usually finishes those on the reverse.
Mexico does not want to have Puerto Rico up by a couple of possessions at the end of this game with a free throwing by the Islanders. Strong hand by Gutierrez. 10 to shoot.
Stoll is going to get involved in a pick and roll. No, Gutierrez is driving now.
Bachman showed up.
Involved in a pick and roll. No, Gutierrez is driving now.
Bachman showed up. Up and under. Blocked by Bachman. Here comes Rivera. But he lets it go out of bounds. Burns off a few seconds. And the ball will go back to Puerto Rico with less than a minute to go. Great play by Ronaldo Bachman.
Yeah, that was a great play. Bachman helping here. Gutierrez knew that he had to take the shot with the shot clock running out.
Big possession for Puerto Rico if they can score here. High pick and roll back to Clemente. He drives, and it is an offensive foul by Ramon Clemente. Basket is no good. No jump stop by Clemente. Seeking contact all the way, and Zamora was there.
Zamora sacrificed his body there.
Great play by Zamora.
Clemente went on a straight line. If you see somebody that's trying to draw a charge, you have to try to go on the side of him, you know, right, change directions. He didn't do that. He got called for the offensive foul.
Let's listen to Sergio Valdolmillos. We wish we could tell you that was an unusual timeout, but for Mexico, that's about par for the course.
But one thing that Stoll did was he took the ball away from his coach. No, we're going to do this. And coach said, no, we're not going to do that. Wow. I got to tell you, every single time in basketball, I see something that I had never seen before. Right. That's a first for me.
But Carlos, again, the huddle tells you that it's decision-making by consensus, but the coach has a final word, and the team plays within a system.
But taking the ball away from he just took it away from his hands. Both teams over the limit, remember.
Oh, Stoll with a launch and a play! Paul Stoll with a huge three. Mexico up by 2.
That's unbelievable. That's a guy with heart and grits.
And a future coach who wants to draw some plays. Barea challenges. Oh, and he misses the gimme. And a foul by Clemente.
Unbelievable execution by Paul Stoll. Look at that. Look at that long range shot.
Come on, he says. And Stoll again.
Yeah, the
in the middle of the play.
And he's going to go to the free throw line to add to that lead.
You know, part of the Mexican basketball fandom resents the fact that there are some players here who are not born and bred in the Mexican system. I think if he hasn't yet, Paul Stoll is putting those folks into a corner.
Oh, yeah.
He is giving himself up for Mexico as Clemente commits his 5th foul. And John Holland will have to come in for him. Tough game for Clemente. 2 points, 3 rebounds, a turnover, a steal, a block, and 5 fouls.
So Stoll can take that lead to 2 possessions with only 21 seconds to go.
Makes the first. This past season with Halcones Rojos, an 89% free throw shooter.
Talking about good free throw shooter. And the one that Barea missed at the other end. Unbelievable.
That will haunt them if they lose the game. Let's see. Down 4, 2-possession game for Puerto Rico. Mad scramble. They're all bunched up. And an offensive foul by Carlos Rivera.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's the right call.
Talk about helter-skelter on a critical possession. The Mexican fans right now are on their feet.
It looks like Mexico is going to survive again. And Puerto Rico is going to lose a close one.
Inside, and Zamora wraps it up with a bow.
Point differential. Well, Puerto Rico's not going to be involved in the tie with Mexico, though.
Holland shoots a 3, and that is the end of the game. What a beauty at the Palacio de los Deportes. Mexico remains unbeaten, beating Puerto Rico 92-86. We were talking about execution at the end of the game. It was Mexico that executed better than Puerto Rico. And the momentum continues for basketball in Mexico. Look at this. The leading Mexican dailies better give these boys some room in the front page tomorrow morning. Only 8 players played for Mexico. Zamora with limited minutes, essentially a 7+ man rotation for Mexico. They looked tired. Puerto Rico gave them a lot, gave them about all they could handle. But at the end, the execution by Puerto Rico was quite poor, and Mexico just took advantage. 92-86 the final score, Mexico unbeaten. And now they have 8 points on their way with maybe another win, securing a berth in the semifinals.
As we take a look at some stats for the game, Mexico shooting very well from 2-point range and from 3-point range for that matter. Puerto Rico making their game from the free throw line. The rebounds was a battle that Mexico won again, but now a little bit closer, only 8 rebounds difference. The assists also favor Mexico. Puerto Rico with less turnovers than Mexico, more blocks, the same amount of steals.
Points in the paint favor Mexico +8. And bench points favor Mexico +5. You would expect that, although, as I said, Mexico only used essentially two players off the bench. Zamora contributing limited minutes and a few points. So Mexico not only wins, Carlos, they won a game that they really had to fight for at the end.
Yes, that was a close game.
That was a character builder.
Anybody could have won that game, and I have to disagree with you, Alvaro. I don't think that Puerto Rico executed badly in the last 20 seconds. Remember, there was a lucky shot by Paul Stoll. He can make those shots. I'm not going to say that he cannot. But he made that shot to go ahead by 2. Then Barea missed a layup. That's not bad execution. He just missed a layup that he didn't work for him. And then Clemente wasn't lucky that he fouled Stoll. Stoll made the 2 free throws, and then came the charge. The only mistake that Puerto Rico did in the last 25 seconds was that charge. You have to give all the credit in the world to Mexico. Sometimes a team executes better than the other one, and that doesn't mean that the other team executed poorly.
You forgot about Rivera stepping on the line.
No, that was an offensive call. That's the only one. After the game was decided, because it was 2 possessions with 11 seconds to go.
Look at images from the second half. Again, Carlos, Paul Stoll becomes a factor in the game. He's a little wild, but he's very tenacious. Has the guts of a Riverport gambler. As we see Bachman this time score, but missing a couple of chippies as well. Gutierrez missed a couple, but this time Marea didn't want him to hit a foul.
Then Hernandez had a great night. He was doing it great. He was shooting from outside, from inside.
Oh, what a stop here.
Yes, Zamora gave him good minutes also. They could rest Ayon, and Zamora always hiding in that baseline.
Yep, that was a key basket. Here comes Anderson Toscano.
The backdoor play. Vasallo with the floater. He had 27 points for the night.
Finally getting off, breaking out, even though again he missed a couple. He probably wish he hadn't.
As I said, Hernandez was from inside and from outside. He had 28 points for the night.
A three-pointer by Danny Vasallo here.
That gave Puerto Rico the lead by 3 at that moment. Then Mexico with 4 points in a row. That's the floater by Gutierrez. Then a little steal. And then when Puerto Rico went ahead by 1, that gave Mexico back the lead by 3.
This game is only getting better. Mexico will build its momentum. They're unbeaten. And Puerto Rico now has to essentially win all 3 remaining games and hope to get a spot perhaps in the repechage tournament. What a night here in Mexico for Carlos Morales and the rest of the FIBA television crew. This is Álvaro Martín saying buenas noches, good night from El Palacio de los Deportes, the epicenter of basketball in the Americas. We'll see you tomorrow night here at the Palacio in Mexico City. Good night.